Greetings, family. Greetings, my beautiful geniuses. All right, right now what we're learning is we're going to learn about finding the main idea and how to find the main idea. First of all, you got to know that the main idea simply means what the story is mostly talking about. What's the main idea that the story is talking about, right? All right, now, what you do when you're finding the main idea is you want to look for clues, because when you're finding the main idea, you are going to become a detective. Let me say that one more time. You are a detective. So what that means is you get your imaginary flashlight, your imaginary, help me out, what's the name of it?
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass. You get your imaginary magnifying glass and you're looking through it. You're searching for clues that will help you find what the main idea really is. So the first thing you do when you look at your paper, you're going to look for clues. And the first thing you look for is a picture, right? So if you look at here at the board, you look at the picture, right? So we have a silhouette, a picture of a silhouette of a woman, right? So now right here we have a picture, okay? So now we know, okay, we want to think to ourselves and ask ourselves, what is this story going to be about? This story seems like it's going to be about whatever you get, whatever knowledge you get from that picture. Then the second thing you want to do is look at the title. You want to look at the title and look at the title, read the title. After you read the title, then circle the title so that you know this title is supposed to help you find what the main idea is going to be about. Now, do the connections. Does the title have something to do with the picture? Now, if it has something to do with the picture, is that giving you a good idea of what the story or the passage is going to tell you? Does it? So we'll see. Now, we look here at the title. Now, after we looked at the picture and we looked at the title, now the next thing you're going to do is read the passage. The next thing you're going to do is read the passage. So let's just make believe we read a passage. We read the passage. Now, immediately after you have read the passage, the first thing you do after you read the passage is read the first, second, and last sentence to see if the main idea is going to be in those sentences. Now, it could be only in the first sentence, it could be in the first and the second sentence combined, or it can be just in the last sentence. You want to look at all of those sentences to see if the main idea is in those sentences, right? That's the easiest way. That's the basic way to finding the main idea. And if the main idea is in those sentences, that means that it is an implied main idea. That means that it is an implied main idea. All right? So now we're going to do a demonstration. Now with this demonstration, I am going to do this. I am going to show you how I do it, and you can learn from me. All right? So now, what am I going to do? The first thing I'm going to do is look at the picture. There's a picture right here. Now, I see a picture of a woman, and she's in a chef uniform. So that means that she cooks. Okay, so maybe this has something to do about cooking, and maybe even has something to do with this woman cooking. All right, and I see her have a spoon in her hand. All right, so this may have something to do with cooking. All right. Now let's see if this has a title. Oh, I see a title. There it is. It says The Marvelous Miss Madison. The Marvelous Miss Madison. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my pencil and I'm going to circle the title. Now, I wonder if this title has something to do with this picture. I wonder if this title has something to do with this picture. And I don't know. Is that Miss Madison? That could be Miss Madison. It says The Marvelous Miss Madison. So it says marvelous. So it must be saying something good about Miss Madison. I don't know. Marvelous, she's cooking. Maybe she's a marvelous cook. I don't know. Let's read and find out, because the next thing you do after you look at the picture and then read and circle the title, the next thing you're going to do is read the passage. So let's read it. Right here it says, Miss Madison loves to cook with chocolate chips. So I think I was right, but let me read more just to make sure. Miss Madison loves to cook with chocolate chips. She puts chocolate chips in everything she makes. She doesn't make just pancakes. She makes chocolate chip pancakes. When she makes peanut butter sandwiches, she adds chocolate chips. When she heats up hot chocolate, you guessed it, she adds chocolate chips. Miss Madison could not imagine cooking without chocolate chips. Okay, now just by reading that, the first thing I'm going to do, what did I say? I'm going to read the first sentence. This is the first sentence. This line right here to the end of this period. Then I'm going to read the second sentence. This is the second sentence. So I'm going to read the first sentence. This is the first sentence right here at the, and then it stops at the end of the period. Then it goes to, this is the second sentence at the beginning of this capital letter here. That's the second sentence. And then it goes from here to here, and then it ends with a punctuation. And now the capital letter, that's the first, second, and last. See, I almost forgot. Last sentence. So I'm going to come all the way to the bottom of it and look at the last sentence right here. Starts from here and ends here. So that's the last sentence right here. Right? So I'll put L for last sentence. Right? So let's see if the main idea is in any of these sentences. First sentence. Miss Madison loves to cook with chocolate chips. Man, the story talks a lot about Miss Madison cooking with chocolate chips. That may be the main idea. Let's read the second sentence to see if you have something better than that. She put chocolate chips in everything she makes. Okay, it talked a lot about that too. Now, let's go to the last sentence. Miss Madison could not imagine cooking without chocolate chips. Those are pretty good. But this first one here, Miss Madison loves to cook with chocolate chips. Absolutely. Why do I know this is true? Because everything in here, it talked about her cooking with chocolate chips so much. Look here. It says she doesn't make just pancakes. She makes chocolate chips pancakes. Right? It also says, where is it? She doesn't just make peanut butter sandwiches, but she adds chocolate chips in it, right? Here's another one. When she makes hot chocolate, what? You guessed it, she adds chocolate chips, right? And the last sentence says she couldn't imagine cooking without chocolate chips. So Miss Madison, I know that Miss Madison loves to cook with chocolate chips. I know that's the main idea, because it's talking about her loving to cook with chocolate chips. So I simply highlight that sentence. And that's my main idea. So what I do, so now I found the main idea. That's how easy it is. Now let's move on. Now I want you to do this with me. Now, first thing I'm going to do, what's that? When I look at my paper, I'm going to look at the picture. So we have a picture here. Let's see, what's in the picture? I see someone holding up some, I don't know, some butterflies, some bugs, some insects right here. And then I see someone holding, look like a bird in a cage or something, and got a cat and a rabbit in a cage, turtles. Okay, so it looks like, and then someone down here reading some books with a dog. Okay, so it looks like it's dealing either with people loving animals or nature or something like that. Now, I looked at the picture. Now I'm going to look at the title. And there is a title here. The title says a hobby. Okay. It's talking about a hobby. All right. So now the next thing I do is what? That's right. Good job. Read the passage. So now I'm going to read the passage. A hobby is something special that a person enjoys doing. Some people collect things as a hobby. They may collect stamps, coins, or even comic books. Some people build things as a hobby. They may build furniture or model airplanes. Other hobbies are reading, sports, and gardening. Do you have a hobby? All right. Now, what are we going to do? What's the first thing we do next? That's right, you guessed it. We read the first, second, and last sentence to see if the main idea is in one of those sentences. So let's go. First sentence. See the first sentence right here. A hobby is something special that a person enjoys doing. Okay, so that's the end of the person's first sentence. Second sentence right here. Some people collect things as a hobby. Okay. Okay, some people collect things as a hobby. And the first one was a hobby is something special that a person enjoys doing. Okay. And then let's go to the last sentence. Do you have a hobby? Okay. So that's the last sentence. Do you have a hobby? No, the whole passage, the whole story is not really talking about asking you or people, do they have a hobby? It's not about asking them, do they have a hobby? But once I go up here at the top, a hobby is something special that a person enjoys doing. It did talk about some special things that people like doing. Some people collect things as a hobby. Okay, but I don't think the whole passage is about people collecting things. But let's make sure. And feel free to read your passage again. They may collect stamps, coins, or even comic books. Some people build things. All right, so right there, that's not talking about collecting things. Some people build things as a hobby. They may build furniture or model airplanes. Okay, that's not necessarily collecting. Other hobbies are reading, sports. So this is not talking about collecting things as a hobby. You may have one sentence in there about collecting things, but the whole thing is not about collecting things. The whole thing is about a hobby is something special. A hobby is something special that a person enjoys doing. So right here, this tells me about some special things that people like doing. So what do I know? I know that the main idea, I found it. The main idea is in that first sentence. That's my main idea. I found it. Excellent. So now with this one right here, this says at the top, they do. So that means you are going to do this one by yourself. No, excuse me, you're not going to do this one by yourself. You're going to work together as a group. Okay, so work together as a group, and you're going to do that one. After you work together as a group and come up with the main idea answer and highlight it, next you're going to do this one right here. That's why it says you do. You're going to do this one by yourself. Okay, you're going to do this one by yourself and follow all those steps that I just gave you. All right, so enjoy and do well. See you next time.